Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, on the radio, on podcasts, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on talklawradio.com. Today's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it is.
Join Shannon and me as we talk about different phases of our lives, sharing stories about our families and our careers, and then tune in to discover hidden legal issue blind spots about immigration and prisons, and be inspired by our Saint of the Week, and then consider how long you might want to live and how you want to enjoy life in your old age, and also consider the journey that your parents have taken. It's going to be interesting. So this is the show where I help you discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. Before we get started talking about the law, I want to begin with prayer, but our prayer is going to be Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers assail me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and foes, it is they who stumble and fall. Though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war rise against me, yet I will be confident. One thing have I asked of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For he will hide me in his shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of his tent. He will lift me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me, and I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me. You have said, seek my face. My heart says to you, your face, Lord, do I seek. Hide not your face from me, turn not your servant away in anger. Or you who have been my help, cast me not off. Forsake me not, O God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me in. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me on a level path because of my enemies. Give me not up to the will of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and they breathe out violence. I believe that I shall look upon the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. So today we're going to be talking with Shannon.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, brother. That is beautiful.
But we're not going to be talking about legal advice. We're going to be talking about our life journey for just a few minutes. But I have something of a surprise for you, Shannon, who is a digital creator, social media influencer, and attorney with experience in immigration, criminal defense.
What's my middle name? That's what I want to know.
And family law. Shannon Roberta Salmon-Haas is here. I have a new bio question for you since we've been over your bio a few times. Who most influenced you when you were growing up?
Oh, I think you want like a human person that I actually met, but the answer is probably Jesus, don't you think? Like, that's the philosophy that I'm trying to follow. So when Jesus Christ, his teachings.
So what age did you realize that?
Unfortunately, kind of late did I fully realize that. I'm really envious of people that grew up just know, people that were baptized at like 5 and stuff like that. That's a story that really makes me a little envious. It took me a while. My parents were Catholic, which all respect to Catholicism. They have a good faith, they have their beliefs, but you kind of go to church on, I'm not going to do that on air. I'm not going to offend anyone. No, I'm not going to do it. I fully got it that, this is all real. Like, wow, there really is a God and he can sustain you. I have to say it was around 30, unfortunately.
Okay, so
before that, God was kind of just in a box. That's something,
yeah, that's awesome.
Is it? I wish it had happened earlier.
Well, I learned a lot about Jesus when I was a child, but I had a realization, maybe like you, when I was in law school. I went to the church and said that something's missing from my life, and I think that
the church there in law school?
Yeah, I think that I should be doing something to help out. Not at St. Mary's, but my church that we were attending. And so I got involved and started doing things, and that did make me feel better. You've probably heard that saying that there's a God-shaped hole in a human being, and so that void can only be filled with God, but people are trying to fill it with shopping or drugs and alcohol or gambling or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, this world has a ton of stuff to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the list is endless.
But I want to go back to my question. If age 30 is when you realize that Jesus was your helper, who most influenced you when you were a child?
Well, my parents, I'm blessed with really amazing parents. Like, I really should have, based on the start I got in life, I really should be like president right now or something.
Oh, okay.
The love and support has just been flooded into me, and they're amazing, amazing people.
That's so special.
They taught me that they're kind of hippies. So we always had Cesar Chavez, the Kennedys, and the Pope on the wall of any place we were living. And the entire emphasis of your whole life was you were put here to help someone else. Like, that is what you need to do. That is your goal here.
Well, my dad had those similar photos, not of those people, but like of Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Same purpose.
I love them too. Yeah.
That's cool. I have another question. What is one thing you can't live without?
I have a feeling if I thought about it more, the answer is different. But because there's probably something else like oxygen or, but I'm a little thing people might not know about me if they don't know me, in real life. I'm nothing without my husband. Like, my husband I feel so blessed. So I'm really incomplete without him. And I'm just, every morning, I'm so grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm really, really blessed. I'm not good enough for him, but he apparently hasn't noticed.
Well, I think
Don't tell him.
Yeah. Well, he's never going to listen to this. My wife doesn't listen either, so I talk about her all the time. But I think that that's biblical also. I mean, that's why God made...
Yes, thank you. There's no shame in that. I'm not saying women are less than men. I'm not saying anything anti-feminism. It's just, it works, and it's just a really good dynamic. You know?
That's terrific. Cool. Well, I thought you were going to mention your book.
Oh, thank you.
That's one thing that you always bring around with you.
Yeah, so I went through a really hard season of life where anxiety tried to take me out. And if people haven't had it, they don't understand. And these books by Ray Comfort, highly recommend. I carry them with me at all times.
If you want to know more about that book, email me at host@talklawradio.com. That's HOST@talklawradio.com, and I'll let you know what it is. We got to take a break. We'll come right back. Stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the Ten Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.